viewers, another video, Catch Not Fish. I'm so excited. I went fishing yesterday and I had an amazing time. This is the reason why I wanted to start the channel, Catch Not Fish. Also, I want to show you the catch that means so much to me. Come check it out. All right, everyone. So this is my absolute first black crappie, or speck as they called it here in Florida, ever caught in Florida. And I believe in my lifetime, I have only caught one white crappie, and I believe I have caught maybe 3 or 4, but this was my first black crappie I ever caught in the state of Florida, so I was very excited about it. And also, these are 2 largemouth bass, or black bass, which they call it here in Florida, that I caught that were of legal size. So we caught numerous fish: catfish, largemouth bass, black crappie. We only decide to harvest these 3, and this is all my family and I need for dinner. Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna talk about how you always can catch fish, which is the main reason for this channel. So what I mean by how, as an angler, you can always catch fish is being dialed in to what the fish are doing. So, for example, to give you a background on the last couple of months of what I've been doing, for example, last October, when the mullet run was happening, I was dialed in to catching red drum, black drum, the mangrove snappers, the jack crevalles, and the Virginia Krogers. They were very heavy in the river, the St. Johns River. And that bite lasted for about a good month and a half before it kind of dropped off. But when November-ish rolled around, mid-November, and it started getting colder, the sheep's head bite picked up inshore. So mid-November and all of December, I heavily targeted sheep's head. So for example, I would go to my locations that I know holds sheep's head. Also, I may cast out a finger mullet, or I may cast out dead shrimp or live shrimp or whatever blue crab bait that I have on the bottom. But if I'm somewhere targeting actual sheep's head, because I know that bite has picked up. So that bite lasted until the beginning of January, mid-January, and now that bite has declined, and I believe the sheep's head are starting to head towards the sound and out to the ocean to spawn. So you can catch fish constantly, but you just have to be dialed in to what's biting. So for example, something that I am learning about Florida, in January, when the temperature drops and it gets really cold, you can get into the back creeks and catch some good specks, largemouth bass, bluegill, warmouth. That bite picks up, and I did not have any experience with that. Now, I know where to go and catch bass or bluegills, but I never caught a speck. It was certain areas in Florida that you need to go that hold those specific fish. So, for example, it's something as simple as just having your rod and reel, some nice light line. You can use a slip bobber or just a float with a knot stop or a split shot and just a little small hook. I mean, I could sit here and show you exactly what I use, but it just varies. And that's why honestly you just have to kind of get dialed in and to what works best for your situation. So if you are not a subscriber, I'm asking you to please smash the subscribe button, click the notification, also like this video. Something that's in my head that I want to say, and I hope by me saying it, I have to hold true to it. Fish are on a pattern. So there was a coworker of mine that I work with that shared with me that over the course of his fishing career, he would keep journals of what he did. So for example, if he went fishing here, what the water temperature was, what the ambient temperature was, what the tide was doing, the time of day, the variables, and also what he was targeting and the success that he had. And he stated to me that normally it's a pattern. So normally if you're fishing for mangrove snapper, they're thick in the river. So you're going targeting mangrove snapper. So normally like finger mullet, dead shrimp, live shrimp, you find out the holes that are holding them, the spots, the oyster bed or whatever structure is holding them, and you target in on them, you get dialed in them, you get on top of them, you can wear them out, all the terms. So every time I do this sign, it's like a term that people use, we can wear them out, meaning like I know a spot that's holding good fish, let's go wear them out, we're gonna turn them up. But what's so amazing about fishing that makes me excited, for example, the last couple of days, the anglers I went fishing with stated that the water was not really moving correctly. The tide wasn't how it normally would be coming in and out. So the water was pretty still. So that affects the bite. So yesterday, it was a pretty slow day. I'm excited because I feel like, man, this is amazing. But them guys said, man, we would go and sometimes we catch 100 specks or black crappie in an hour. We'll run out of minnows like that. When the bite is on, they're hot. But what's so amazing about fishing, that's why you want to catch fish. But what's so amazing about going fishing, you could go back to the same exact spot that you just wore them out yesterday, it's dead. And it's like, man, this ain't hitting on nothing. So the reason why I say I want to call this video is how to always catch fish, because I'm giving you something I noticed. When those guys was fishing, they never stayed in one spot at one time. So for example, we put the boat in and when we were highballing, like, hey, let's try this spot. We would get to that spot, we would cast out. I mean, and they had years and years of experience. It's like, man, it's not hitting on nothing, man. Hey, you want to go try that spot? Let's go try this hole. Let's go try. Maybe they're there, maybe they're over there. Yesterday, we were wearing them out here, but now, let's go try this spot. So we'll reel up real quick, pull everything up, and highball to the next spot. So fishing sometimes, like, man, we get a rod and reel, bait. We go to the shore. We're just gonna cast out, get a lawn chair, and sit. You may sit there all day, and you might not catch anything, or you might catch one or two fish. And that's one thing about catching fish. You have to be dialed into what the fish are doing, what are heavy in the river, what are heavy in the creeks, what pattern are they on, what do they want. So hopefully with these videos I can share my knowledge to help, because I do not know it all. So if anyone wants to drop a comment in the video, please feel free to do so, because this is a learning experience. I do not know it all, but I do have a strong passion for fishing, but when I go fishing, I want to catch fish. And this is the whole reason why I wanted to start this channel, is to put all the variables together to be successful. And for example, the gentleman I fished with yesterday, that's the knowledge and the experience that they have. They stated it was a slow day, but to me, I thought it was an amazing day. But a slow day to them was the 15 fish that we caught. That's a slow day to them, but to me, I was like, man, that's amazing. I caught my first black crappie. Look at this bass. This is so amazing. But that's what's just so amazing about the experience, the knowledge, the know-how, putting all the variables together and being able to catch fish always. So I'm gonna show you how I clean and cook this. All right, everyone. I am not a professional, so I am doing what I know how to do. I'm showing you. When I cut fillets, I just start here and try to cut around, get as much meat. And I just start making cuts here and just follow. You can feel the bones. I try to cut as much meat off. Okay, so the promise or the challenge that I'm making to try to put the pressure on me. April 2019, I caught my biggest redfish or red drum or red bass, there's so many names, in the St. Johns River at a location, and it was about 2 or 3 in the morning, and I was using cut mullet on the bottom. So in this video, I was saying how you can catch fish always if you get dialed into what the different species of fish are doing. And once you get a pattern for everything, basically whenever you go, you'll know what will be the best species to target, what should be biting, and what bait you should be using and such. So I remember it was April 2019, it was about 2 or 3 in the morning. I was fishing with a piece of cut mullet on the bottom. I did have blue crab as well, but I was fishing with cut mullet on the bottom as well. And I caught, it was a 36-inch redfish. And that was the biggest redfish that I ever caught. And based on the patterns and getting dialed into what the fish should be doing, I'm gonna see if I can haul in another one for you guys. All right, everyone, here it is. Here's my fillet jobs on the 2 largemouth bass or black bass and the 1 black crappie or specks. What do you think? Okay, so here are the fillets, and we have added Old Bay seasoning, adobe, some crushed red peppers, oregano leaves, and some black peppercorn pepper. Also, we're gonna put a little bit of basil leaves. All right, so the fillets in the pan, and we are cooking with olive oil. All right, so now we're just adding some butter, some onions and garlic. Trust me, it smells so good. Okay, so this is the largemouth bass. You can see the meat. Looks flaky, it's white. That's really good. And this is the black crappie or speck. That is really good.
That's good.
Okay, so another video, how to catch fish anytime. I hope this video serves you well. Hope you're able to put some fish in the bucket or in the boat, however you're fishing. And once again, I appreciate everyone's support. Also, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. A lot of exciting things to come with this channel. But until next time, thank you for watching, and let's catch not fish.